Voice of the Nation, Fastbreak. My name is David Brickley, as always, joined by Kevin Figures and Jason Riley. The Lakers are a mediocre basketball team right now. In my opinion, holes all over this roster. Their bench is terrible. The three-point percentage is terrible. I'm going to start with this question. I'll throw it to you, Kevin. They obviously need some pieces here, the Lakers do. So, player acquisitions before the March 15th trade deadline, over or under a half?
It has to go over. They have to get at least one player to help this roster out. If nothing else, a guy to come off the bench and score some points, because their most glaring hole right now, I know Mike Brown helped improve the defense. He's always defense,
I believe they're last in the
defense.
league in bench points.
They have to get scoring somewhere, whether it's in the starting lineup or off the bench. I mean, there are guys out there. I mean, you're going to cringe when I say the name Gilbert Arenas, but I mean, look, he can score points. He's he's a black hole offensively, but he can score points. Maybe a Johnny Flynn, guys you can trade for. There really aren't that many guys that are going to do a whole lot for you. The guys are going to move the needle for you and say, wow, this guy's going to make a big impact. But they need somebody that can put the ball in the basket, because right now their offense looks terrible.
Any reasonable person who looks at this Lakers roster with the expectation that they're going to actually be a championship contender has to say, yes, we're going to be way over this half. But the problem is Jim Buss is calling the shots. I know I beat it into the ground. I know.
Now, wait, you're not a huge fan of Jim Buss?
Well,
have we came to this conclusion?
I know the audience isn't real sure about Jim Buss and my opinion of him, but he told the Orlando Sentinel about a month ago, he said that this team right now, he had full confidence in and fully expected that to be the roster that they played with the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people would look at that. They'd say, oh, he's positioning. Oh, he's saying one thing and they're trying to do something else behind the scenes. I don't give Jim Buss enough credit to be smart enough to do that until he proves me.
Well, again, another thing I keep on beating home is Dwight Howard is a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity that you have.
Exactly.
The Lakers have the best package to send to Orlando, whether they like it or not, because Brook Lopez is hurt. The Nets are no longer on the radar as far as throwing guys out there. And they have that $8.9 million trade exception they got from Lamar Odom. The Lakers have always been a team that they're going to do whatever it takes to win. At least that's the Jerry Buss, go-to thing is I'm going to put a championship team on the roster. This team right now is nowhere near a championship. So unless they're going to fold their cards and say, we're done this year, they got to make something happen. I think the Laker fans out there can accept a failed experiment with Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant, then they could accept an experiment with this current roster not getting into the promise.
Well, the issue with the Orlando Magic trade now is that Orlando's playing well, and they're talking about bringing in pieces to help them build around Dwight Howard, not actually take him from the team. And like we said, always said, it takes two to tango. And with the $8.9 million trade exception, what a lot of people don't know is you can't package that with another player. You can only use that to acquire other players. So there's slim pickings out there. That's why I use the name like a Johnny Flynn or Marvin Williams.
But those guys aren't going to get to a championship level
I agree.
either.
I totally agree.
So
but that's
you're pretty much saying that they're not going to be a championship team because they're not going to get the bigger pieces to make it happen.
Look, guys, obviously there's a lot of pieces that need to be dealt with and brought in or moved around. But let's go ahead. I love this over and under game. Let's keep playing this game, and let's look ahead to the playoffs.
Okay.
So, over-under, the Lakers at the number 4 seed in the West. Where are they going to fall? Are they going to fall over or are they going to fall under that? Brickley, let me ask you first.
Because if you're over a 4 seed, you get a home court advantage at least in the first round. So you're saying if they're under a 4 seed, they're not going to have a series at Staples Center, which is huge for this team, I think, especially how they're playing on the road as of recent. Now, last year, a 4 seed was the Oklahoma City Thunder. They won about 67% of their games. Memphis was an 8 seed. They won about 56% of the games. So that would mean the Lakers, who are now on pace, they're on pace to finish 37-29, which would be about 56%, which would be an 8 seed. So if they're going to finish better than 8 seed, better than the 4 seed, they're going to have to put together a pretty strong stretch to end the season. It's going to be close, but I think I'm going under. I'm probably going a 5th seed, 5th or 6th seed.
I'm probably going 5 or 6 too. I mean, and you have to look at it's early in the season.
Unless they make a deal.
It's still. I mean, look, you have teams like Utah. Is Utah still going to be in the playoff race at that time? Portland's good. Memphis, they have one of their best players. Zach Randolph was injured. How long are they going to keep on this run? They're probably going to fall back a little bit. So you have to take all this into perspective. The Lakers have to get on a certain pace, but these other teams ahead of them have to keep a certain pace as well. So I think we have to keep that in perspective.
The West is not that strong. I think they could be a number 1 seed, but again, it all comes down to what moves they're going to make.
One is tough. I don't see them passing Oklahoma City no matter what they do.
Wow. Well, I mean, again, they have to go over that 0.5 moves, that half a move, and I think they have to do that in order to be over a 4 seed. This current roster is a 5th, 6th, 7th team at best.
Right. I mean, but you look at the West, and kind of to play off the point that you made, obviously Oklahoma City, I think they're going to run away with the West. Not even close. Number 1 seed. But you look at 2 through 8, And really, there's no clear-cut great team. There's no team there that I say, oh, they're definitely going to win 55 or 60 games. Even the Dallas Mavericks are struggling. Dirk's
Which is
hurt.
impossible in a 66-game season.
Well, you're right. You're right. I apologize.
But you know what I mean? 70% of your games.
Yeah, these guys aren't going to win 65, 70% of their games.
Right.
So you look at this Lakers roster. If they do make a move or two, yeah, they could very easily finish second or third. So I'm not going to go too far under like you guys. I'm going to say the Lakers finish around number 4 in the West.
Well, we're pretty much saying if they don't make a move, they're going to be below a 4 seed.
Well, move or no move. The biggest issue, at least for me, is Kobe Bryant and the amount of shots that he takes, and the minutes that he's playing. He's playing 38 minutes a game this year, which is about 4 or 5 minutes up than what he played last year. So I got another over/under. Since we're playing this little over/under game, I might as well keep it going.
Here we go. What's up?
Over/under 26.5 points. Kobe Bryant averages the rest of this season.
Wow.
More minutes, by the way.
26.5.
What is he? He's averaging like 30.5 points. About
he's just over 30 points a game right now.
He's averaging more attempts than he has ever. Except back in, what was it? We saw the stats,
04-05, yes.
He averaged 27 shots.
That's ridiculous.
He's averaging about 25 shots a game. If he keeps his pace up, I think there's no doubt he shoots over 26 unless he scores over 26 unless he's shooting at a terrible clip. So you would have to say that he's going to significantly tailor down his shots and get more people involved. Again, it all results to me on what roster moves they make. It goes back to that first question. If you bring in Dwight Howard and Jameer Nelson or whatever the hell you're going to do, then Kobe can shoot less and therefore, not have to score 30. This current roster, Kobe's scoring 29, 30 points at the end of the season.
He may even be over that.
Yeah.
I mean, as the season winds down, let's say the Lakers find themselves hovering around 6th, 7th, 8th in the West. Kobe's going to take it upon himself to go to work, shoot 35, 40 shots a game if he has to for, a 5 or 6 game
And with a bad
stretch.
knee last year, some people may say he played pretty bad last year to Kobe Bryant standards. He still averaged 25 points per game. I think Kobe with the new knee is the bionic knee.
Bionic knee from Germany.
I think he's better than a point and a half difference because he's healthier.
He is healthier. I'm still going to go under because I don't know how long he can keep his clip up. This is not 2004. This is significantly years later. He's older regardless. He had the procedure on the knee, and he's playing well. I'll give that to him. But he cannot continue to carry the team the way he's doing right now like he did in years past. So I think his scoring average is going to go down. His field goal percentage is probably going to go down if he keeps playing at this clip. Now, if they spread it around, if they acquire different players to help him out, that'll change.
It goes all to player acquisitions unless you're going to say that all of a sudden Bynum and Gasol are going to get 5, 6, 7 more attempts a game.
Right. But if things stay the way that they are.
The longer this team continues to struggle and play the way that they are, the more Kobe's shots will increase, I think, as the season goes on.
But I think his efficiency will go down, and his ability to carry the team on his back is going to go down.
Especially when you're playing, 7 games in 9 days type thing. It's hard for anybody to do that, let alone a 33-year-old. So let's go ahead and ask the nation. First of all, follow us on Sports Talk Network at STNTV. We'll give you a chance to win a Laker prize during the week. So if you follow us, you'll be first to know those details. The question is, what's your opinion on those 3 topics? We said what? Over under a half acquisition this year before the trade deadline. We also said over under a 4 seed in the West. And you said over under 26.5 points for Kobe Bryant.
26.5.
So Laker Nation, go ahead and comment below. Make sure to like this video. And, of course, subscribe to this channel. For Jason Riley and Kevin Figures, my name is David Good.